So this is Sonee from Sonee's Florida Sports Report. I am still in Las Vegas for the Floyd Money Mayweather Robert Ghost Guerrero fight, and look who I ran into. I've got my man Austin Trout. He's fresh up off of a tough fight with Canelo Alvarez, but still standing. And you stood in 12 rounds, man.
Well, thank you, thank you. But we're ready to bounce back and get back to the winning ways.
Right. So it was a tough fight. I just want to talk about the fight a little bit, and then I want to talk about the future a little bit. Now, when I watched the fight, you have an excellent jab. You drew him in with that jab. Were you regretful that you drew him in with that jab so early? Because let's start there. Were you regretful that you drew him in with the jab so early?
No, no, I'm regretful that I didn't continue to just keep popping with the jab, regardless. The rounds that I felt like we didn't do so good is when I didn't jab as much. So I'm regretful I didn't jab more.
He is not much for throwing combinations. He was landing crusher punches on you. First time you've been down in your career. How'd that feel?
Oh, it sucked. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. But it's a first for everything. And they say it's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. And I've never been out in my life, so he was a strong guy, and we're not taking nothing away from his power. He caught me with a good shot.
Okay, so we'll consider that lemons. What's the lemonade out of those lemons?
That round, I felt like after getting dropped, I came back and did enough to win the round. Make it a 10-9 at least. That was eliminated my for how I feel. I felt we made the best out of that knockdown and try to bounce back and show them that I'm not out of here.
Absolutely. Now, you fought a tough fight. I mean, that was one of the most exciting fights. Of course, I mean, the crowd was going crazy. You stood in there 12 rounds. Did it make you a better fighter that night?
Most definitely. We watched the tape. We saw things that we should have done, could have done, would have done. And we know exactly what we need to do to be victorious and just be better. So I learned a lesson, which equals up a win for me.
At the end of the day, it came down to scoring. Did you feel, first of all, in those last 4 rounds, that were you looking for a knockout at that point?
Definitely, we saw the cards, and basically we needed a knockout to win. The knockout didn't come. We didn't win, but still, that scoring made us change up our whole style and do things that we weren't necessarily comfortable doing. We'll get more comfortable doing it, though.
Of course, your fans felt like, and I looked at the judging. I thought there was a wider margin than there should have been. I thought it was a closer fight. At one of the judges was at 111, 116. I think another one 109. There was a wide margin. What do you think about that whole WBC open scoring system?
I'm not a fan of it. It is what it is. We agreed to still fight under it, so I'm not going to use that as an excuse. We just, under the circumstances that we agreed to fight under, I felt like we didn't win because we knew what it was.
Right.
On a level playing field, I think it'd be a different story. I'm not saying that I won the fight. I'm not saying he didn't win the fight. I'm just saying it would have been a different story.
Got it. Let's talk rematch. Want it?
Oh, definitely. I need that. I need my belts back. I need his belt. I definitely want a rematch.
Not in Texas.
Definitely not in Texas. Yeah, I'd rather go to Mexico than go to Texas.
Yeah. So, anybody in mind?
Whoever I need to fight to get back to title contention.
I mean, if the rematch doesn't come immediately, that's what I'm saying.
I like to take the winner of Ishe Smith and Carlos Molina. I like to take Saul Alvarez again. If not, we're just trying to get back to the top. So whoever I need to climb over to get to there, that's who I'll fight.
What I hear in you that there's still a lot of respect for Canelo Alvarez at the end of the day. I mean, he's a young kid. Yeah. He's a tough kid. But then his brother, I'm sure, was looking at that like, okay, me next. So, like, it was interesting. You just said Sal.
Yeah, well, no, definitely a lot of respect. I respect anybody gets into that square circle. He's not better than me, though. I'll say this right now. He's not better than me. You got that night. But I'm working to get back to my winning ways, and I'll show you who's the better fighter.
You heard what the man said. One last question, Austin, about your training. What do you think is going to be the key in how you will tweak your training for the next fight? What did you take out of this?
We're working on our legs, make sure our foot position's right, let our hands go effectively, work on combinations.
Okay. Well, again, we're in Vegas. We got the man, Austin Trout. He's still standing, like I said. Look out. He's looking for a rematch or he's looking for another great fight. Thank you so much, Austin, for the time.
Thank you.
And good luck in the future.
I appreciate it.